Hello, welcome to another Pokemon breeding video, and in this video I want to talk about why you should breed a Tyranitar. But first I'd like to remind you guys that I'm doing daily Twitter giveaways of battle ready Pokemon that I make videos on. So every single day when you see a new video, for example this Tyranitar video, I am also giving you guys the Tyranitar that I made for the video. All you need to do is follow me on Twitter and retweet the tweet. It's as simple as that. From July 1st until the 25th of July, I am making a Project Bidoof series where I will breed 24 top tier battle ready Pokemon with a single Bidoof. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel because I'm going to be focusing more on the gameplay, actually breeding each of these Pokemon, and there will be a lot of tips and just generally useful info for you guys. So again, sub to the channel, hope you enjoy this video and let's get into it. In these videos we will do a quick overview of the Pokemon's typing, talk about its abilities, then go over its base stats. After that we will do a speed tier analysis, check out its move pool and briefly talk about its history in competitive play. After all of this, we will actually breed the Pokemon and I will go over everything from egg moves, EV training and finalizing the moveset. Tyranitar is the only rock and dark type Pokemon, and offensively Tyranitar was a pretty immediate answer to psychic types in Generation 2, as prior to this, psychic types were arguably the strongest type. Its dual typing stab moves are pretty difficult to resist, only really allowing for bulky water types or ground types to typically wall its offense. On the defensive side, Tyranitar has 7 weaknesses, one of which being 4 times weak to fighting. It does have 6 resistances however, and an immunity to psychic types. So this kind of makes Tyranitar quite a risky Pokemon in the hands of an experienced player that knows the matchups and the potential movesets that Pokemon have. This Pokemon tends to shine a little bit more, as you can really take a lot of damage if you're unaware of secret coverage moves that may be detrimental to your typing, as Tyranitar of course. Okay, let's talk about ability choices. Tyranitar gets Sandstream as its regular ability, which creates a sandstorm which lasts for 5 turns, or 8 turns if you have the Smooth Rock item equipped. A fun fact about Sandstorm that I guarantee at least one person doesn't know: rock type Pokemon have their special defense boosted by 50% during a sandstorm. So Tyranitar gets the convenience of being able to set the weather by adding a sandstorm, and you get the extra bulk on the specially defensive side, whilst also doing some residual damage to any other Pokemon on the field that isn't a rock, steel or ground type. Of course, Sandstorm can also aid Pokemon which have the Sand Force or Sand Rush abilities. However, sand teams aren't very popular, at least these days. Not to say that they're out of the reach of possibility, and I would definitely go out of my way just to make one to have a little bit of fun, but they're just not as popular as Rain, for example. Rain is simple, it's powerful, and it has good matchups against other rain types such as Sun. Oh yeah, Tyranitar has a hidden ability which is Unnerve. Unnerve, for those who didn't know, makes it so the enemy can't use their berries if they have them equipped. Generally, it's not a very good ability. It can be good on some Pokemon which don't get a better ability. However, Sandstream gives Tyranitar too much and Unnerve gives it too little. There's so few actual conditions where Unnerve becomes useful, whereas Sandstream pretty much always gives you some extra defense and the opportunity to set the sand for any other Pokemon on your team which benefit from sand or have a sand ability. Moral of the story, keep it simple and stick to Sandstream. It's time to talk about base stats now, and Tyranitar does not disappoint. It is the Generation 2 pseudo-legendary Pokemon, which, need I remind you, means that it has a base stat total of 600. Tyranitar's base stat distribution is very top heavy, with a lot of HP and defenses. Additionally, its 134 attack is its highest stat, which is tied with Dragonite as well. The 100 HP and special defense, combined with the special defense boost that you get from Sandstorm, makes Tyranitar very bulky against special moves, and 110 defense makes it very bulky on both fronts, even with so many potential typing weaknesses. You know the deal by now when it comes to pseudo-legendary Pokemon. They have some very skewed stats, and one of their stats is usually so much lower than the others. Tyranitar is a very good example of this because it is not very fast. It has a base speed of 61, which is more than half of its highest stat. It is a gigantic rock monster after all, so the way that it goes to obtain speed is usually by a Choice Scarf or using Dragon Dance. Those are pretty tried and true strategies that we will touch upon more later. Okay, time to talk about speed tiers. Base 61 speed is pretty slow, but Adamant Tyranitar with a +1 from Dragon Dance or a Choice Scarf will outspeed timid and jolly base 100 speed Pokemon that don't have a boost, such as Salamence, Zapdos, and Flygon for example. A jolly Tyranitar with the +1 boost can outspeed timid Gengar and jolly Infernape, so you'll find out that they are Choice Scarfed if they outspeed you in this scenario. A +2 jolly Tyranitar from Dragon Dances will be able to outspeed timid Dragapult, but still falls short to speedy threats such as Choice Scarfed Rotom Wash trick users and Adamant Garchomp with a Choice Scarf. It's a wild west of knowing when to stay in or switch for Tyranitars, and I said at the beginning of the video that it's a Pokemon for the more experienced player. I do provide all the links I use in these videos, so you could go and look at the speed tier information yourself, which is compiled by the arcane wizards over at the Smogon forums. You should never feel too proud to learn new things, and remember, that's kinda what makes us human. Time to talk about move choices. Tyranitar gets a lot of powerful moves just through leveling up. We're talking about Crunch and Earthquake along with Stone Edge, and you can use all three of these with Dragon Dance and have a top tier moveset right there. Tyranitar being in the Monster Egg group lets him access Dragon Dance as an egg move. You could also get Outrage and Iron Head this way as well, but Dragon Dance is definitely the star choice here. Finally, there are plenty of TMs and TRs which Tyranitar can use if you want a spicy move choice, and we've seen Stealth Rocks, Thunder Wave and Toxic be a fourth move choice for the more defensive or utility oriented movesets. Even Fire Blast and Ice Beam have seen some usage to look for those potential 4x weaknesses. Tyranitar has pretty easy access to a top tier moveset, but don't let that stop you from having some fun by bringing more interesting choices to the table. It's time for that part where I get to reminisce about the metagame. The competitive history for Tyranitar has always seen it be a top tier Pokemon in every generation of competitive play, as it's just such a good answer to Psychic and Ghost types in particular with its typing and its sand boosted specially defensive bulk, which makes it a good matchup for both of those typings, and more typings too. Known movesets include Dragon Dance +3 attacks and a Choice Scarf. You really want to get up into the higher echelons of the speed battles because this is a very important aspect of playing online battles. Even Choice Band has seen its use though, as it's a great way to just deal even more damage, particularly in metagames where defensive walls or bulky offense or even stall teams are much more prevalent. For sand teams, Tyranitar can play a supporting role with either a Chople Berry to mitigate a fighting type move, or simply just using a Smooth Rock for prolonged turns of Sandstorm. I want to do weather team specific videos in the future, so if that's something that piques your interest, please just leave me some sort of comment or just be like, hey, why don't you do a rain team? Why don't you do a sun team? Why don't you do a sand team? Why don't you do a hail team? Just let me know if that's something that you would be interested in. Okay, it's time to breed our Tyranitar, and first of all, we want to start off by passing down Dragon Dance. There's two ways that you can do this. You can either catch Charmanders in the Grand Underground and just pray that they have Dragon Dance, or you can catch and level up a Tropius to level 30, and that's when it learns Dragon Dance. So you can have a male Tropius with Dragon Dance, and your female Larvitar, Pupitar or Tyranitar hatch some eggs and they will have Dragon Dance. I chose to pass down the Adamant nature as I really value the increased attack stat, and I'm not really a fan of Jolly in particular. So make sure that you're locking in your nature as you're doing your egg move step, as it really just helps you save a little bit of time. Once you've done these steps, you can now move on to the IV breeding. Of course, I will have some Dragon Dance Larvitars just hanging around in my boxes somewhere. If you want one of these just to get started, just to get like a leg up so you don't have to do as much work, then just make sure that you stop by on Discord and you say, hey, you said you were giving out Larvitars, can I have one please? And I'll be like, yeah, okay, let's trade. That's as simple as it gets. So if you're not a part of the Discord yet, then that's as open an invitation as I can give you. Of course, once you've finished IV breeding, we then go on to the EV training, and the EV training is simple. We're going max attack and speed. Last 4 EVs will go into defense. From there, if your moveset is not the simple 3 moves that we learn through level up, which is Earthquake, Crunch and Stone Edge, make sure that you finalize your moveset with any TMs or any spicy little things that you might want to add to your moveset, and then you have yet another battle ready Pokemon. Don't forget that you can win the Tyranitar that I bred thread for this video by checking out the Twitter giveaway, and I do a giveaway every single day, and I will be doing this every day throughout July as part of the new Project Bidoof series. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks everyone for watching. If you're following along at home, let me know how your progress is going, as I really like seeing all of you guys improving and being excited and showing me your latest creations. The last video in this series will be Snorlax, which comes out the day after this video, and then we will be transitioning to the Project Bidoof series, which focuses a bit more on gameplay and a lot less text on the screen. See you tomorrow for the Snorlax video.